Hey, it's day 2 of A Line to Share, and I've got my list from yesterday. You can check out, I'll put a link here to the other video in case you missed that one. And you know what? If you somehow you stumbled on these videos, I'm gonna put a link so that you can get the full email and the worksheet. If you're like, what is this? And you want to be a part of it. If you're coming into the middle of this, I'll put a link in here in the description somewhere for you. But so yeah, we're talking about A Line to Share. We're writing from our yes. And yesterday I wrote down everything, and today is all about tuning into my body. What's the yes and the no? And there might be a maybe. So I'm going to just do this just like how I tell everybody to do it in the email. So I'm going to just read the thing. I'll read it aloud. You can whisper it to yourself. And then I'm just going to see what happens with my body. Just what do I notice? Okay. So I feel like sometimes I got to shake it out and get feel like neutral. Okay. Or another thing I'll do sometimes is I'll just squeeze real tight, tense up real tight. And then, okay, now I feel like I can feel my body. Okay, so first one, experience emotions without words. Oh, I kind of noticed this that's how it kind of feels for me. So I'm going to put a no for now anyway. And now next, my inner yes, we're not going to sit here and analyze any of this. We're just making notes. This is not a final thing. This is just at this moment. That's all we're doing. Don't overthink this. Just don't overthink it. Okay. My inner yes starts with picking a pen color. I automatically wanted to look up in that direction. So I know that that's a yes. Like that's something that's like, ooh, I feel more expansive. When I contract, it tends to be a no, but when I expand, it tends to be a yes. And sometimes there's this I feel a little bit of both, or I'm not really sure, then I'll just put it as maybe. Okay, so now, coffee tastes better, richer, and a perfect cup. Oh my gosh, as soon as I said coffee, I was like, yeah, I'll talk about that. Okay, that's a yes. Doodlebird magic. Can For me, it's always just this expansive feeling. It's in different ways. I either want to look up, or I want to start moving my arms up, or my chest, my shoulders go up, my chin goes up, something. It just feels like I get taller in some way. Left hand writing reveals ideas. I felt a little bit of heaviness in my shoulders and my neck. And well, it didn't feel like, ooh, no, it's not fearful or anything. It didn't feel exciting. It didn't excite me. So, a no is not like a never. Let's be clear on that. A no is not a never. It's just a no right now. So if I was doing this right now, it may not be the thing that is going to energize me. So that's how you can think about this yes no, is that, when I said coffee, I was like, yeah, heck yeah, let's talk about coffee. I happened to be standing right next to the coffee pot too, right here in the kitchen. So maybe it was spiking me a little bit, possibly. I don't know. But when I said the left hand writing, I was just like, no, it's not interesting in me right now. It's not piquing my interest. And you probably have things like that too. Okay, minimal decor, clearer mind. I get nothing. So I'm just not going to think about it. I'm not going to try to is it really a yes or a no? I just put a maybe. That's it. Simple. I won't sell in the DMs. In between a yes and a maybe. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check both yes and maybe. It was somewhere in there. This is not an exact science. This is just a temperature, reading how I feel, Okay, so then how to ignite neural networks with one word. I still feel a sense of ooh, something's effervescent, bubbling up within. So that's going to be a yes for me. Why I smile every day wiping toothpaste off the sink, and I can't help but giggle at that one. And I know the word smiles in there is helpful, but this is something that's been on my mind the past couple of weeks. So there's something percolating there. I've had 2 pigeons fly into my head And a giggle right away. That's a, yep. For me, that's a yes, because it's a release of being something expansive. Like, that's a yes for me. I don't know how I'm going to talk about pigeons, or why. That just came to me. Oh, giggles. Okay. I never step on a crack, and if I do, I need to balance it out. Oh my gosh. I feel both like interesting, but that would probably be too weird. And maybe people don't want to hear that about me and my little thing about cracks in the sidewalk. So I'm going to put a yes and a maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll cultivate some safety around that. I have X number of, and I still haven't measured it. There's a couple things I was supposed to go get numbers from, but I haven't because I actually don't even know if I'm going to write about it. So why am I even going to go and bother count how many pair of shoes I have or how much space the yarn I own takes up? So I'll decide that later on. But I have blank cubic feet of yarn and it's less than before. I get a no. Like that doesn't seem that interesting. I only use Mac, and here's why. It's wired to how I tune in, to my frequency, its connectivity. It's not a no, so I'm going to put a maybe. There was a hint of a yes, but I'm just going to, I'm just going to leave it as maybe. It's fine. I'm not trying to make all of these yeses, and I'm not trying to make all of these no's. I'm not using it there's no intention of where they rank. They just rank. That's it. Just in this moment, it's what my ranking is. Nothing more. Not reading into it. I have X number of shoes, another thing I haven't counted, but I only wear 4 of them. I have X number of shoes, but I only wear 4 of them. Oh, that's just so neutral right down the line. So it's a maybe. Do I want a free or paid lead magnet? Do I want a free or paid lead magnet? Gosh, I get a little bit of a yes, and I think that's because I'm interested in that, figuring that out for myself, but I also don't feel like it's overwhelming, so I'm going to put yes and a maybe, because maybe it's something I'm interested in, but not something I actually really want to write about. All right, that's it. That's all you're doing today. The reason why we're spacing this out is because this is going to help you register. We're just checking in with your yes and no. If you want to, you can do this a couple more times, but there's really no reason to.